What's good, everybody out there? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of J&D Tubi Reviews, where we talk about everything related to Tubi. I'm your host, Ryan Alexander, with my co-host, Jerry Dinkins. Basically, we just two niggas who went and bought some podcast equipment and decided to bring our everyday conversation to the internet to see if people either agreed or disagreed with our opinions about Tubi movies. We are not professionals. Please take that into consideration when leaving all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. This particular episode about J&D Tubi Reviews will not be a movie review. We're actually about to interview the great actress, Miss Peggy Logan, aka Grandma Susie from the hit Black cinema movies, Father May I, 1, 2, and 3. So with that being said, let's introduce the great Miss Peggy Logan. Hey, how are you doing today?
How are you?
I'm awesome. How are y'all?
We hanging in there. You know, I just want to say, first of all, that it is an honor and a privilege to be interviewing you, to have you on our platform. We are big fans of your work. We admire what you do. And we thoroughly enjoyed your acting in those movies. And I just appreciate you coming on our platform and allowing us to interview you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm more honored than anything, but I'm just glad to be here.
Well, it's two things that you need to know, before we get into this interview. The first thing is we are not professionals. We are just regular dudes that we're fans of the platform. We fans of actors, and we just give our takes on things and just to see if other people agree or disagree. Everybody don't agree with us, but we're not professionals. We just regular guys. And the second thing is, this is a cognac friendly platform, so please feel free to pull up and sip. We like to have fun, so
hang out, have fun, man.
What? You do the same. So since this is your first time, huh?
I said, all righty, I'm ready.
Cool.
She said, I'm ready.
We like the energy already.
I'm telling you.
So since this is your first time on our platform, we want to go. We want to start at the beginning. So where are you from, and where did you grow up?
Well, I'm from White Plains, New York, but I grew up in Somerton, South Carolina. Currently, I live here in Columbia, South Carolina. But I'm a New York girl.
Southern girl. Well,
no, I said a New York Southern girl.
New York Southern girl.
New York Southern fling to it,
I like the flavor.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, what was it at an early age? Like, what was it that sparked your interest in acting, or even was it acting that caught you or drew you into it?
I think it was more about reading. I used to love to read, and from reading, I started doing poetry.
Okay.
And then poetry, I think maybe deaf poetry.
And deaf poetry, exactly what is deaf poetry?
You remember it was like Def Jam poetry used to come on.
Okay, I got you.
Spoken word.
Yeah, I was just gonna say spoken word.
I got you. Right. I got you. My fault.
So I started writing and performing, and then when you watch television, you see people locally just performing, and I just kind of took a liking to it. I always had that attitude, like I can do that. I can do that.
Fact.
I can write. I can perform. So gradually,
another way to express yourself.
Yeah, it was definitely because I think I was such a quiet person, an introvert. I think I found fun in just becoming someone different.
Facts. I get it.
Yeah, just trying to memorize different scripts, seeing people on TV and seeing if I can do it too. But I think my love actually came from just performing the spoken word.
Okay.
How does an introvert get so comfortable in front of a camera with a bunch of people watching them?
I'm telling you.
Because you're a different person when you're acting. So in my poetry shell, as a spoken word artist, it's just me and my poem, and we just connect. So I'm not like a real social person where I like to be out around a whole bunch of people, but on that stage, it's just me and that poem, and we go at it. So,
okay. Well, let me ask you this though: since you introverted and you want to get into character, do you have any tricks that you used to do as a child to help you out, or did you get away and go in the closet and do your lines, or how did you get the script out in practice?
I think so. I don't sleep a lot. I used to. I think when I started, it was just at night. At night, you just go in, you learn everything. I wrote poems in my head for one, and I would just go over the lines. By the next morning, I know this whole poem that I just wrote. You know, and it was the same thing with scripts. You just, you sit down, and I think I used to learn everybody's line just so I can decide what I want to do.
Okay.
The guy's line, the girl's lines.
Right.
I want everybody's line. So, it's just by the next morning, that's just what I used to do.
Okay. So where did initially you get, like, I mean, outside of like the poetry and being on stage, like where did you get your first start in film? Like, did you go audition for a commercial? Did you just get randomly picked? Did you know somebody? Like, where did you initially get started into, becoming an actress outside of the poetry?
Outside the poetry, the first kick was I was in college at Claflin.
Wait, what college you go to? I want to know.
Okay.
I went to Claflin University.
All right.
Shout out.
I can dig it.
So, between Claflin and South Carolina State, I got my first gig at Claflin and then South Carolina State, and they kind of take you a little bit different places. You audition, and I think, that's where I started. I think I got pregnant and just had to fall back a little bit, but I moved to Columbia. So here in Columbia, there were a lot of opportunities here too.
I'm gonna refrain from asking you your age, but don't act like we don't want to know.
I wasn't far around my Susie Road, but not that old.
I can dig it.
Okay, then. Let me ask you this though. Since you said that you are a mother, taking on a career in acting or being on a stage or in the presence of everybody and becoming somebody else that your kid doesn't see every day, how do you kind of mesh that with your life?
Well, so I would say that acting really saved my life. I think, early on I got married young. It was hard because I was trying to do a lot and try to raise two small children. Thank God for my mom, my aunt that raised me. I never really had to look for a babysitter. I mean, even my children's father, everybody was very supportive and making sure that I was able to kind of live my dream. And I think my biggest challenge with all of that was just the fact that I was afraid to, like, going to Atlanta for me I was afraid to drive. I had to get my cousin or somebody to drive me everywhere I went.
But, from South Carolina or from New York?
No, she said going to Atlanta, didn't you?
Going to Atlanta. So that traffic in Atlanta was like a challenge. I was like, I can't.
That.
I know.
But so I've always had someone to really, I try to throw my kids into kind of arts. So, I had dancers. My girls were always dancers, or my youngest loved theater. So, and then I taught theater. So it was definitely an experience just kind of going.
I got you.
I can dig it. So is acting like, is it like a hobby that pays, or is this something like you really want to pursue? Like you want to go further in it than, where you've gone so far?
I definitely want to go, a little bit further than where I am now. It's just the baby steps. I think my focus became more on, let me do it as a hobby. You get paid for, it's like a sanctuary for me.
Right.
To allow me to be somebody different, to get out of being mama, being a school counselor, being a therapist. It allowed me just that opportunity to be able to just be somebody different and rock with the role. And I love being different characters. And so I definitely can go a step farther now because I have grown girls. So it's been easier now. I had to make sure my kids were finished college, and I had that free space. Being single, I had that free space to just go when they call me.
Right. I got you.
Just go when somebody calls and say, "Hey, can you be here?" I'm there.
I can dig it.
Yeah. But let me ask you this about Tubi. Let's go into Tubi a little bit. With this platform growing like it's growing at a rapid rate, like where do you see Tubi at, and where do you see yourself within this growth that it's having so fast in the Black community and as in the movie world? Like, where do you see it going?
Tubi is expanding. It's real addictive because I know I can sit there and watch Tubi. I don't know.
You ain't the only one.
Right.
I've gotten caught up with Tubi where I might have missed going to work because I was sitting there watching Tubi all night and was tired.
Right.
I definitely enjoy the opportunity to just be able to, because now that I've done, this is going to be my 4th movie.
Oh, dope.
1, 2, 3. Then I did Tit for Tat.
Tit for Tat, yeah.
Secrets in Plain Sight Part 2. So that's coming. So watching
my acting game up.
Huh?
I said I got to step my acting game up.
Yeah.
I got to get on your level.
She said, yeah.
I mean, I've always done things, but it's never been where I could see myself. Like, it's been on YouTube or short films that you see on different platforms. But yeah, I'm just really excited to be a part of the Tubi family.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Mai she took a chance because, like I said, I'm from South Carolina. Surely I was thinking me even driving down just for an audition was with the talent in Atlanta.
Right.
Facts.
I didn't think I had a chance.
I can see how intimidating that could be.
Yeah, but like I said, I love any character you give me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna get to know that character, and we're gonna rock with it. We're gonna rock with it.
Well, I've always been like curious, like so. I'm before I got into what we're doing right now. I was a content creator. Like I've gone viral like more times than I can count. But going viral as a content creator ain't really quite the same as being an actor or an actress because, my 15 seconds of fame is really short lived. Like I get 6 or 7 million videos and 6 or 7 million views, and everybody will forget about it 2 weeks later. You see what I'm saying? But as an actress or an actor, like y'all movies are like, forever. They're timeless. Like they don't get forgotten as quickly as, a quick 13, 14 second video. So I've always been curious to know, like do the roles you play or the movies you've been in, like how much has it affected your personal life? Like whether it's somebody who recognized you or whether it's people who know you and then go watch the movie and be like, girl, what was you thinking? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I watched you in that movie. Like how much of an impact has it played like on your personal life?
So I think a lot of the roles that I played before, whether it was in plays or just in short films, I've always played like maybe a good girl gone bad or what was something else about a domestic violence short film that we did. So this particular one, this Grandma Susie, I think people were not expecting to be that. They saw good grandma.
We got mixed emotions about
get
Grandma
into
Susie.
it like that. Exactly.
It just kind of switches up, so everybody's like, wait, what did you just do?
Right.
But it also opened up like dialogue because everyone that knows me knows that I'm a therapist or a school counselor. So they're like, okay, so you were able to really kind of get into the role. We kind of talk it out. So it's different because I think I'm probably Tubi's most hated grandmother right now.
No, not the most hated.
Most hated.
Don't worry about it. We gonna push this video as far as we can to get you back in the light of love.
But look at this. Let me on the set, like on that Father May I set, because this is so sensitive of a topic. Like,
yeah,
do you have to go that place? Do you got to get, or do you have something like being a guidance counselor, seeing other kids come in there and talk to you? Like, is there a motivation or like something that drives you to get in the character where you get it all out?
Yeah, like I said, I have worked as a school counselor. This is year 28.
Okay.
And as a therapist, I've worked with so many kids who've been in that situation, and I think we all have have had someone to touch us women.
Right.
You know. Oh, and let me just speak on behalf of myself. I've had someone put me in a very uncompromising situation. I know a lot of people who have, and I've talked to a lot of people who have been molested or abused. So you definitely have to go in that space to really grab who you're about to play and who you're about to work with. Like I was mostly worried about the children. Like you need to just sit down and talk with these kids about what we're saying and what's going on, because I know.
Are you talking about the children in the film or just children in general?
In the film, yeah.
Yeah, Nigel and them.
Yeah, I was really worried about them just playing this character and watching them play the roles of it, because I know kids can be mean. You know, the first thing somebody says, how you feel about somebody talking to you like a man to man, like he likes boys, and you know. So
I ain't even think about that. That's crazy. You bring it up. Yeah, I ain't even think about that till you just said something.
That's intense.
Yeah, it definitely do.
Reading the comments sometimes, you know, and everybody has their own views. You know, too, we all got our own views about every film that comes out, but when they were talking about the kids, that's a sensitive spot for me. So I was more worried about the children, because we're talking grown up stuff, but these kids are phenomenal. They did
hell of a jobs in that movie.
I think we've all sat there and we cried together, we talked. I can remember even one time just thinking about someone just talking to show Zika, who played my daughter, and it was just talking to her, just telling her how I remember someone putting me in a situation. I was just in my mom's house at the time, and it's not like you can go and tell anybody, because you don't want to get them in trouble. You don't want other people to think you lying. With children, you know, with children, you're in a bad situation, and you hold those secrets to the day you die. You don't tell anybody because it's embarrassing.
And that's rough too.
Right, but you become a victim of your own self, because, like, I promise you, I was so worried about my children staying at people's houses. Like, your children can come stay at my house. It's not a man here. It's just me and the girls, and I'm gonna take care of your children like they're mine. So, you know, rarely let my kids stay at anyone's house at all.
I feel that.
It makes sense.
I'm a single father of two. I got custody of both of my sons, and I hold on to them little dudes so tight. Like I know the feeling to a degree. Like, of course, not to the degree that you do, but as a single father,
phenomenal dad, by the way. I've witnessed this man.
Yeah,
phenomenal dad.
Congratulations. Kudos. I'm not going to say congratulations. Kudos to men who step up to the game and do that, because that's a lot. You know.
I appreciate that. You may see him somewhere in this interview. He may run. I'm trying my best to keep him away, but he's good at escaping. So you may see him sooner than later. So I had a question for you, and I still got it, but you said something that made me think about something. And so I guess now I got kind of like a compound question. So one, I know you said you like the most hated grandma on the internet or on Tubi right now. One, I want to know, do the comments, because I know they're not talking about Peggy Logan. They're talking about Grandma Susie.
Exactly.
So I want to know, but at the same time, though, you're still playing that character. So I want to know, one, do the comments bother you? Do you take them personally? And two, how did you even become a part of the film, Father May I 1, 2, and 3?
Okay, so let me so how I became a part of it. It's the thing, you know, you go to the auditions, the casting calls. And Dr. Maya called me and said, "Hey, would you like to play Grandma?" Because I had already done one film with her, Tit for Tat. And so when I said, "Yeah, sure, oh, Grandma, okay, I guess I can pull it off," and she kind of gave me a little leeway with how I wanted to make that role fit once I read the script. And I'm telling you, when I read the script, I didn't see. You know, Dr. Maya Bella, she's like very creative. So she can something running through her head like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. That's totally off script. So she just makes magic happen in her head, and she gives it to you, and she expects you to go with it.
That's dope.
That was her taking that chance on me to bring her vision to life.
I got you.
Yeah.
And well, as far as the comments, like, how do you?
I had to learn. I think
she said I had to learn.
When I was laying there and I saw the first reviews, I was like, God, they so rough on us,
hard on us.
Right.
Right.
But it's not a personal attack. I expected people to really feel some kind of way about that role. You should feel some kind of way about that role. But it also should make you feel like, okay, let me talk to my child. Let me talk to some people.
Fact.
Let me have to talk with myself and make sure, because I know it was triggering for a lot of people. Even some of the clients that I've worked with called me and said, "Oh my God, like that's part of my story."
Oh wow.
I didn't take it personal, but I did interact with people to try to get them to understand, like, the director is really trying to, it's an awareness movie.
Right.
She's trying to get people to have conversations with their children because it happens so often, and so often we sweep it under the rug like it doesn't happen.
Right.
I can remember when I first became a school counselor, a little girl told me that she was like, there was a situation, and I changed it because I put it in my poetry, but how a stepdad had her brushing her teeth, and that's when it started. She would have to bend over, and he would pull her dress up, and while she's brushing her teeth, and he would people, and she's grown now, but she would always come back and just things like that happen in our Black community.
Exactly. Like what the.
Not to say anything, and people are so afraid. I mean, I think as children, you're afraid. This story was kind of different for me because it doesn't really end the way, like, Willie wouldn't have made it outside that door. Somebody would be behind.
I swear.
Right. And those kind of conversations I've been having with a lot of the Tubi family. And a lot of times it ends up pretty good, because somebody was quick to say one time, like, y'all acting was horrible in it. And I was like, well, what was it that you didn't like about the acting? He was like, I don't know, I think he said Grandma Susie was just weird, but did Grandma Susie do the part that she was supposed to part? Did she get, well, she did, but I mean, okay, well, I played Grandma Susie. Oh man, you are awesome. I like that. You were really good. You made it look believable. But I just been having conversations with people. Sometimes I don't. I mean, because everybody's entitled to their own opinion,
Right.
Facts. Let me say this, like, with it being a Black movie or Black cinema or film, do you think that it will be engaging enough to where it can go across the race, like across all races, and people from other races will get involved with Tubi movies? Do you think, have you seen? And
yeah, it hasn't been just African American families. It has definitely touched. I think I've had conversations with Black, white, Italians, Hispanics. I've been having these conversations, and I think the movie, if you can get through the end of the first one, you'll see that it's an awareness movie. And like I said, everybody knows somebody who has either been touched inappropriately, played hide and go get in a way that probably everybody knows somebody who has either been touched, sexually molested, or know somebody who has been. And like I said, it's a conversation that anybody can have with their children. Like, let me ask you, but people are, it's so taboo. People are afraid to have these conversations with their kids.
That's the problem, I believe. Not to cut you off, I think that in the Black community alone, because it's hard for us to even grasp financial literacy, let alone something serious to that extent. So, like, how will kids in general, like, be able to explain what's going on? Like, how can you tell a kid to not be scared or ashamed of something happening to them? How can you really?
I think you just got to have conversations with them, and people don't want that, but these are the kids that then grow up to be the next Willies. I mean, they, because it becomes a cycle. If I was touched,
that's what we talked about.
Like no one tells me that it's wrong, and I grew up thinking that is right, at some point something's going to trigger, and I may be doing that to the next person.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think a lot of times, I'll just say some of the clients that I've worked with, sometimes I want to know, there's certain things that we can ask and certain things we can say, but I'd really like to know, like, where did it start? This film actually gave me a vision because it came from Grandma Susie. You know, Grandma Susie had a lot going on, but for whatever reason, she was creating a cycle with the child, with the daughter, with the son, then with the grandkids. Like, when will it
curse?
Right? And I think that's what happens in families. You know, because we wait for these apologies to come. Somebody say, "I'm sorry, I didn't," because I remember when you touched me. I remember what you did to me.
Exactly.
That's nothing you just forget. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I highlighted that in our review where we talked about, you know, like the like generational trauma almost. Because Grandma Susie in the movie, she said she was molested at 5 by her cousin who called her his favorite. And you know, she passed it down to her children, of course, who's passing it down to the grandchildren. And then, you know, we did like a prediction, like they could possibly pass that down, you know, to their children. And like the generational trauma, like when does it stop and all that. And you know, I didn't realize it was an awareness movie until I got like closer to the end of it. But I'm gonna be honest, like even with our critiquing of the movie, we actually liked it, the acting, and we like we're critical of independent films, you know, like because we look at ourselves as just regular people, you know, like we started this platform because me and Jerry, like we literally we watch these movies, you know, like we're fans of independent films, like we're both published authors, you know, I'm a content creator. Thank you. Like we're like I'm a content
thank you.
like, you know, like I'm real big into, like, I love filming, like, you know, as I don't film movies and them, but like the little skits I film is still filming. So like I love film, independent film, you know, the Hollywood films. Like I love movies, I love TV shows. So we talk about this stuff all day long. So we're critical about a lot of things because we look at it from, you know, from a writer's perspective. So like the smallest little thing, we'll nitpick it. You know, a lot of times we should look over stuff, but we nitpick. But so we peep stuff. But this particular film, the acting wasn't, I don't understand. The acting wasn't bad in this movie.
The acting was actually on A1. It was on point. Even the kids.
Even the kid, like that was most impressive to me, like how good the kids, especially the middle sister Melissa, like she did a hell of a job.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's like, were you surprised about that? Like as far as like how good of a job that that the children did in the movie? Like, did that surprise you, or did you coach them through it? Like, how did they come about?
I was very shocked because they actually make you do a better job. Like they made me set my game up. Like, okay, you better come with that. You better know your line. You know. Sure. I'm always, like I said, I taught theater for 10 years before becoming a school counselor. And I was very impressed with the children. And then with the topic being so grown up.
Yeah, because you said they made them step your game up.
Oh, yeah. Those kids were, they were phenomenal, period. But I was worried because I had never worked with children with adult topics. So I was really intrigued, and I was looking forward to seeing how they were going to pull that off. But they were all, I mean, just talking to them, they so loving and so caring. And
was this their first movie?
No. They tit for tat with me. Actually, they played in probably about maybe 6, 7, I don't know, but they played in several of her movies.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Several films that Dr. Maya Spella has done. They've been there. I think they were talking about me in Tit for Tat because I was playing the dad's girlfriend.
And we gotta go watch Tit for Tat then.
Yeah, we gotta go check that out, man.
A little small part. It's a real small part.
She said a little small part. It's still a role now.
It was a role. I was happy. It was that role. A little 3 hours to get there for that. So yeah.
But you know what I do want to ask you though? What was your initial thoughts? I said thoughts. What was your initial thoughts when you came across our videos about the movie, you know, that you were starring in?
You mean when y'all for this first review that y'all did?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was like, they like on point. You know, I caught the little grandma wig
then.
comment. I caught that.
That was him. He said that.
What, the wig? Hold on. What the wig?
I just cut that wig all the way up.
Look,
I was
look,
like,
I told him, I said, bro, I'm finna edit that out. He said, no, leave it in there.
me and that
You gotta keep it authentic, man. It is.
But,
We black now. We got wigs now.
Right.
I think I did a phenomenal job really detailing it because y'all were doing both of them. So that was kind of hard to do, you know, but y'all were kind of tag teaming both of them. And I thought y'all, it would, if I didn't watch the movie, I would definitely want to, you know, I would have made it a priority to watch the movie. Because I wouldn't have been looking at it just from oh, this is really a sick movie or
right,
a nasty movie. It's so much more if you, and I think you got to kind of have an open mind for it. I did tell even my friends and family, kind of going with an open mind because a lot of people don't really see me use profanity. And here I'm yelling. So
we can get into that. We gotta get into that.
Whoa, you. And like I say, I'm a school counselor. So, you know, my parents, students, when students said, Mr. Berg, you famous. Oh, Lord, I mean, they watched the movie.
Right.
Exactly.
What was your comfortability level like when filming, you know, that scene where you're telling Willie to come, you know what time it is? Like,
exactly.
Was it any awkwardness or?
Come on, Willie.
I really like Grandma Susie. I love her. Grandma Susie, real. I don't know. It's something about me playing real weird parts, real crazy parts. And I love, like, I'm not even fond of. I think maybe something I played before, like a good girl. I want to get to the bad part. I want to play that bad.
You need to go audition for a supervillain role.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
I love it.
So hold on. What you saying that? Why do you? Is it because you got the introverted past that you think you just want to be like, let me get all this up out of me real quick? Is that what it is?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I think okay. So that's interesting. You said that. So my theater, my poetry name is Taboo Hazel. Taboo Hazel, right?
Okay.
So even in my quiet world, I like to you probably see me probably in a t-shirt and some jeans. That's just where I'm comfortable. That's me in my introvert world. But the poet person and the actress, I want to wear something that's sexy and voluptuous and just the total opposite of who I might be, you know?
I guess that's you crazy the mother.
I don't know.
I guess that's the beauty of it, though.
What type of positive attention has this movie brought to you, like particularly, like specifically, like has there been any positive attention that's like and not trying to be, I don't know, I guess I'm weird inside of my head, but like, do people like come up to you and either whether they want a picture or try to hit on you, like younger guys, or like what has come to you positively from this movie?
I'm 52 years old. Nobody hitting on me. No.
Oh man.
Listen, Miss Peggy Logan. We look. This J&D Tubi reviews. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We keep it real.
What's weird is when people or what's funny, not weird, but when people once I tell them that I play Grandma Susie, they'll, no, you don't. That's an older woman. Now, come on, man. That's me. But I've been having a conversation.
You don't look 52.
Huh?
Exactly.
You know you don't look 52.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't look 52?
You know you don't look 52, just like everybody else that's surprised when they find out you playing Grandma Susie.
But
not okay, let me say this. with Father May I 3 coming out,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe that people are gonna continue to watch it for what it is, or do you think the awareness is there now and people will jump into it with an open mind and be like, these people are bringing awareness, it's good acting, it's a good movie, the sequences are on point?
That's a good question.
I think people will, because I think everybody, the people that have watched it, who was waiting for that part 2, who's been waiting now, well, because you can clearly tell it's open ended.
Exactly.
3. So I think once people see the connection from 1 through 3, it has that beginning, middle, and end.
Exactly.
You really got to see part 1. It just looked like it was some madness, but people were aware that this is what people are living. These are what some children actually live. The life that people are, and part 2 kind of gave you an insight. You saw my son really battling with himself, and it's almost like he was bipolar or maybe schizophrenia a little bit, because he's
Exactly.
having
Schizophrenic.
fighting with himself and wanting to do the right thing, but can't because
that's what I said. Yeah, because
exactly. He got the demons on his shoulder.
In the movie, it seemed like he at some point in time he thought like this was normal. This is how we show love to one another. But at the same time, he had like scenes of redemption where he knew what he was doing was wrong, and he
had the revolver in his hand.
Right. Yep. Right. And, you had that Grandma Susie. Grandma got her own battle. You got to kind of see where hers stem from as well. So part 3 is definitely I think it's going to take people to that point where you said, whew, okay, this is what I was hoping for right here.
Right.
This is what I was expecting. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, you see a beginning, a middle, and a resolution to that. So I think people are going to be a little more open-minded to it, to say, because it's some real twisters in part 3.
I bet it is. We're looking forward to
it.
Exactly. I'm ready to watch it.
Hey, that's another thing too. So like do you like, as far as like, because I know like y'all be on those sets for like whether it be a week or maybe a couple of weeks or a month or so, or however long y'all on those sets, like do y'all develop relationships with the actors, or is it just all business? Like y'all just come in, do y'all job and go, or like do y'all like build chemistry, feed off each other, do y'all ad lib, like how like what is it like on set as far as like developing with other actors?
Man, listen, that was such a family oriented ordeal. Like I said, we laughed together, we cried together, we got to know each other, some private stuff, some personal stuff. We hugged. I remember Zeke, we sitting down and we praying together. When we finished part 3, I think I drove back to Columbia with tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my gosh, am I not going to see these babies anymore? It was bitter. You do form relationships. I think a lot of times you form relationships with whom you work with. I played, like, even the guy who played my husband, I still keep in touch with him, and it's been some years now. So I like to kind of keep in touch with people and just kind of see where they go and how life treats them. And everybody now and then they'll, you remember you did this scene with me, are you interested in doing another role? So, you want to keep those relationships.
Exactly. Do you think that in the film world, do you think that's kind of necessary to have those people that you feed off of to bring these characters to life?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're open-minded, you'll learn how to build and connect and collaborate and network, and I think that's what sometimes we lack here in South Carolina. I know the Tubi world is kind of, I think we got Secrets in Plain Sight. So we have that one, but no one has done a film yet that I'm aware. Well, maybe it's the same person. It's not widely known here in South Carolina, in Columbia.
Seriously?
Now Charleston is moving up in the world. So we do have, Charleston is I think E.G.
It's a large Black community in Charleston, ain't it? I thought Sumter was like that.
She's doing some big things.
There's a lot of rich people living in Charleston too.
We got to get it together here. You need to put some more, because we have talented people here. But
so is what's her name that put Dr. Maya Speller? Is she from South Carolina or is she from Atlanta?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I know she lives there now.
I got you.
I don't know.
You know what I've always wanted to know? Like when y'all going through like certain scenes, especially the ones that people would consider maybe like weird or like, you know, outlandish or taboo, like, do y'all ever laugh? Like, I know there's bloopers. Are there bloopers? And if there are bloopers, where are they?
Exactly. Where
I
is
want to
the
see the
Bible?
I'll tell you, in one of our scenes, we had to keep redoing the scene because my wig kept falling off. And it was an intense scene, and that doggone wig would not stay on my head. We were hot and we were sweating.
I'm like, Peggy, put that damn hair back on.
And y'all missed that, but and Father May I Part 2, I'm trying to think, was it 1, when she got married, when they had the reception?
Yeah.
Man, listen, it was a summer scene out there when they were out there. If you remember that part, they were out in the
barbecuing and stuff.
It was freezing, but you could see this.
That was suck.
Smoke coming out their mouth. It was freezing. You know, you just gotta hug everybody and try to warm everybody up.
So what do? They expect you to suck it up. You better act like it's 98 outside.
Listen, if you make it in the big past Tubi,
you gotta
you do what you need to do.
That's crazy.
It's work.
I get it, though.
Yeah, so, but yeah, we have our bloopers, and she'll tell you to stop. You just gotta wait for those directions, but messing up quite a bit.
Okay, it's as like you said. She said she'll tell you to stop. So she is interacting with all characters. Like she is making sure her movie gets produced like it comes out of her mind. Like Absolutely. It's a tedious project.
Yeah, I mean, she got her sidekick there that that's directing, but he does what she says, and like I said, she sees something creative comes to her mind. She'll say, "Okay, let's do it this way." So, and she likes to go from different angles to kind of see. It's almost like, I mean, she's very creative, very talented. Her mind works very differently.
So it's a normality to like improvise on set. Like she'll have it set a certain type of way, but she'll see something while she out there and twist it around. Is that hard for y'all to adjust to? Like y'all already got these lines set, or y'all got it in y'all mind? This is the way that y'all rehearsed it to do it this type of way 30,000 times, and then she'll get out there and see something different and be like, it'll be better if we do it this way. Is that hard to adjust to?
Well, with film, it's not really like a lot of rehearsing. You better get that script and you better know who you're supposed to be and be ready to go with it. So, you may get that opportunity to maybe read through lines virtually. I think maybe we did in person maybe once, but no, she expects you to come. If she's hiring you to do that role, you better come being who you are. When you walk through the doors, you are that character, and that's what she wants to see. Even when we're having our breaks, we're sitting around, we're laughing and talking, we're eating. She sees us so well on those sets, but we're all just sitting around and laughing, having a good time. So yeah, when she tells you to do something different, I think even those add-in scenes, it's almost like, okay, well, this is what she'll give you the vision. Okay, so what I want is da 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 da. Okay, can you give me that? And so you'll do it, and she'll tell you if she likes it.
You do get to improvise a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And she'll give you some feature scenes. Let's just try it this way and see it. If she don't like it, she'll tell you to do something else differently. So,
is she open? Like say you see something different from her. Obviously, it's her film, and she wanted to come out the way that she wanted to see. But like, say you was to ad lib like a lot off of the script, like how detrimental or like how.
But it made sense though.
Right, but it made sense.
Yeah.
I've always been curious and stuff like that when it came to movies.
Yeah, listen, artists. I think directors are real particular about this stuff. Don't be going off of my script too much on your own without okay.
But this is my story.
Right, and you want to live out her vision. You want to perform it to what she has envisioned in her mind.
Gotcha.
So you don't want to stray away too much from the script. You don't want to do anything that you ain't supposed to do without her approval. So And she's very open because she will give you some leadway. If it's not verbatim, word for word, but for the most part, that's what she wants. That's what you got to give her.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
She's family oriented with it.
Right.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you got anything on your plate? Like, do you see yourself doing something in the future soon? Like working in the Tubi realm?
Yeah, we got some. Well, the things that I'm having, we got another film that's coming out soon. I think he's crowdfunding for that now. I believe it's. I'm trying to think if he put it out there. He did. So it's called The Perfect Victim. So he's already. I think he's doing some crowdfunding for that. So I just went to another casting call. So I'm waiting to see if I get that role. And then there was another.
You're gonna get it. You got this.
Right.
We trying.
Manifest that thing, man.
We're trying. I got my 28 years in education, so now with my days, I can easily somebody call and say, "Hey, I need you for 2 weeks."
That's dope. What's your I know you talked about like the weird stuff and the supervillain and all that, like, but what is that your ideal role? Would it be a supervillain or like what would be your ideal role in the movie?
I like playing a bad girl. So
look, I know it from your profile picture.
I do like playing a bad girl. I don't know why, because I'm such a good person. But
she's a good person.
I stuck at I'm not really good at. I think the one thing that I couldn't do, I'm not big on the sex scene. So the sexual content too much. Just because I know kids, because I work with so many kids.
You don't want to pass your image like that.
But I've always wanted to know, because we talked about this in another review. Like, how does that work? So, like, say your character is like has a sexual scene. Do y'all talk about how far you're willing to go in the scene, or do you have to read the script and say, you know what, I can't go that far, I can't do this scene, I can't do this act or this character, or like I've always wanted to know that, because I see not only the independent films, but from the the Hollywood film, like they'll go so far, and then like some of them, even the independent films, man, I've seen some kissing scenes where I was like, this is soft porn. Like,
I swear. Like, do they have something going on off the camera? Like, what is it? He meant what he was talking about.
Like how does that work?
I'll tell you with mine, there was probably, it could have been more with me and my son, with me and Willie. It could have been more. But my comfort level for me because like I said, Dr. Speller she's phenomenal at listening. I don't feel real comfortable, is there something else we could do where it doesn't look like I'm in the act of porn?
Or something.
Something my parents might take and run with it and be like, well, Dr. Wittenberg is and I said Dr. Wittenberg because that's what they called me at school. The married name.
I'm going to call you from wrong, not Dr. Wittenberg.
Yeah, Dr. Wittenberg, she looked like she's doing porn, and I'm finished. But
I'm finished.
Now I could do kissing scenes.
How does it work though? How do the kissing scenes work?
What do you mean?
Do you start kissing and then? All right, now y'all into it. So somebody done gave you tongue now. Now you done got tongue
like do you tell the person like, look, I'll kiss no tongue, or I'll kiss, or do y'all is it just like let's just feed off of each other?
The energy.
When the director says I want intense kissing, you better act like that's your man right there and get it in.
Go kiss.
What if you're in a relationship though?
Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you, there's a short film that I did. And I think we came in second place, and I was dating at the time, and the guy got up and walked out. Bruh, I saw this one time.
Respect to that guy. I'd have done the same thing.
And Corey, he played my husband. I don't know that man like that. It was a kissing, and yeah, we did a little dancing and kissed, and he was like, so you didn't have nothing for that man. I don't know that man.
How do you? But see, and you know what? That's the issue I got, because if we kissing and dancing, we go together now. I don't care if we are in the movie. We go.
Look, you buying her lunch on the set and everything.
I think I've had situations where I played. I maybe like a play where the guy might have been like, "All right, so I mean, you really not dating anybody, and I'm not really dating anybody, but I try to make it my business to stay professional when it comes to acting. Right. Yeah, because once that scene is over, I'm probably not going to see you anymore, or okay. You know, I try to keep it professional. You know, so I don't want people to. I don't want to get in that business of being that girl where she gets involved. She's in a play, but she's gonna come after the man or the woman. A lot of times,
right? Yeah, you don't want a headache on set.
Yeah,
no, right. You can't be mad with me and then don't want to kiss me and hug all up on me because you mad for personal stuff, right?
Because I'm gonna be honest, Miss Peggy, I'm emotional. I'm gonna get mad.
Profession for you in the acting world.
Right, that's why I ain't an actor, because I'm too emotional. Nope, I'm gonna get in my feelings.
That might be a good role, to play. Like I don't think I've ever played a role. Oh yeah, I did kill. I killed my husband.
What movie? Was it a short film?
It was a play.
Play.
It was a play called My Husband's Woman, and I killed that husband. I enjoyed it.
With the facial expression you said you meant that. You wanted to kill him. Yeah. What are you doing?
He was dancing. Yes,
I hope all the directors and producers see this so they can know who to make the supervillain in the next movie.
They coming for you. Go get her. She ready to kill somebody.
Right.
But it's all fun. It's all love for just the arts of just theater and acting, and like I said, I form connection with these characters and I have fun with it. Okay. Grandma Susie was just that challenge though.
I get the next 5 years. Where you see yourself next 5 years, Tubi? What's going on?
Next 5 years, I'm probably
bold predictions. Bold.
I'm definitely gonna be at the BET award shows.
Okay then.
Let's try to get a couple of more movies in on Tubi, and I don't know, because Tubi is expanding.
Tubi is growing very fast.
It is.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, I'll get the opportunity to be in more shows.
Let me know if you need a +1 to the BET Awards. I do a few push-ups.
All right. I see. I don't do by myself. I don't like going places by myself, but that'll work. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Let me ask you this before we begin to wrap things up. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give? And I know this is a cliche question because it gets asked to a lot of actresses and actors, but it's still I feel like it's needed. What advice would you give an up and coming actor or actress that's trying to just break in, never been in nothing, never done nothing, but they just aspiring, to be an actor or actress one day? What's if you had to give some real significant advice that you feel like will be genuinely helpful to that person, what's something that you would give them?
Live your passion. If it's what you want to do, strive for it. Don't stop. I mean, I'm 52 and this is the first time I'm actually on a big screen. I did small things. So just never give up. And I know that's cliche to say, but never give up. I haven't. I'm still going for it. I'm still trying. I mean, keep going. If it's what you want to do, don't let anything stop you. Research, go to casting calls, do workshops. The social media pages are the best place to just interact with people. Thanks. And you'd be surprised. I think I met a couple of writers in California just for big name shows, and they do interact with you and they will talk to you. So I just always tell people, if I can do it, you can do it. Just because I didn't think I could. I was, especially in Atlanta, I was real nervous, but I didn't stop. I kept going. If I can do it, you can do it. So keep going.
That's good inspiration right there. Man, you inspired somebody. If it wasn't just me, Shit, he be on me all the time.
She inspired me. I'm going to a casting call in the morning. We finna figure this out.
I might be able to get in the film or something. What y'all need me to do?
Well, look, before we get ready to wrap things up, Jerry, is there anything you wanna, any last questions, anything you want to know before we get ready to head up out of here?
When can we expect you back? Like, what next movie? We coming back? What you got going on?
Next movie, whatever it is that you see me, just hit me up. This is what I do when I'm not on set, when I'm not doing poetry, when I'm not filming, doing plays. You call and say, "Hey, Peggy, I need you on here." And
I want to come do an interview while you on set. I want to pull up and be like, "How's this movie going? Are you okay? Do you need some food?" I want to come pull up on set and we figure it out there. That's the next interview.
I like that. Yeah, all this. I'm storing everything you say right here. So I'm gonna be looking for them because Lord, I know nothing, especially in Atlanta. Are y'all in Atlanta?
Well, basically Middle Tennessee. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and he lives in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Wow. Okay, so I need to pull up in Tennessee.
Pull up. Look,
we both what 30 minutes from Nashville, ain't it?
What, Clarksville?
I think we both like 30 minutes from Nashville, ain't it?
Basically, because he live on the west side and I live on the east side, and Nashville in the middle. Look, if you come to Nashville, I'm gonna tell you, we're going downtown Broadway. We're gonna get drunk with the white folks, and we're going to a karaoke bar to make a fool of ourselves on stage. That's what's happening.
I love karaoke.
I love it. Let's do it.
We're gonna make it fine.
Let's do it.
Okay, then.
Get up there and sing. Nobody knows you.
Man, look, we taking shots, we drinking Bud Lights, and we finna get on stage with the white folks and embarrass ourselves until we fall off.
Grandma Susie, y'all.
Well, thank you, Miss Peggy Logan. You were nothing short of a delight. We really appreciate you coming on our platform and doing an interview with us. We thank you, we admire you, we respect you, and we are really looking forward to seeing what you got going on in the future. And we hope to have you back again. And thank you for supporting our channel. And just much blessings and respect to everything you got going on. I hope that you make it to the top so I can say I knew it first.
Well, definitely.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. I enjoyed this. It's fun.
Absolutely. So appreciate everybody for paying attention to J&D Tubi reviews, man. I hope y'all like this episode, and stay tuned because we got a whole lot more going on. Until next time, peace.